this episode, we will talk about how two Filipino-Canadians are interacting through food. First up is Chef Erwin Arpon of Modern Garage.
Erwin Arpon, a chef by profession. I've been doing this for over 20 years, I believe. And I started in Middle East, way back in Middle East, because that's what my first work experience going through from Philippines to Middle East, which is the Kuwait. So I started there as assistant manager in McDonald's because I believe most of the Filipino, those are their first stepping stone to go abroad. And then from that time of point, I experienced a lot of things in Middle East, especially their food, their cultures, aside from the Filipino that we work together in the fast food industry. I learned a lot of things in McDonald's, how to manage the restaurant, how to manage your people, how to manage the guests, and creating some food because in McDonald's, we create our own burgers also in general because McDonald's is being known for a hamburger industry. Being on 7 years in Middle East, they are trying to give me some restaurant to manage 2000. That's McDonald's, Canada boom up, and then I said, why not try my luck here? And I applied through online, do some interview for a couple of, employer here in Canada, and luckily I got passed on the first interview. Having the second interview, I passed it again. On the process of 3 months, I got my visa, work in Canada, and I talked to my big bosses and hi, I'm leaving and I'm going to Canada. Expressing myself on my food is always on my moods. Moods can give me a happy or a sad, or even if I'm not confident about the food that I am making, it's a lot of trial and error. The most important thing that I do, I ask my colleagues, my chefs, my cooks, my managers, all the people who are working in the restaurant industry. I create food and I give it to them and I explain things to them. If it's spicy, sweet, sour, it's always explained to all my food and what will be the main ingredients of every dishes that I make. That has to be taste on every dish that I make. That's how I make my food. That's already a passion for me since when I was back in the Middle East, I prepare food. Oh, by the way, before that, I did some small cater to all my teams in Middle East, like a small extra income in a saying. I prepare food to all my friends. Then they get the food from me. They pay me over a week when they get our paycheck. That's how I started it. From there, I had to practice making and creating foods. Being from Philippines, province of Cavite, which is the region 4. I grew up there. In general, we call it Salinas, but now it's Rosario now. The main capital of Rosario or Salinas is Tinapa. The smoked fish that will be the #1 big seller in our region, in Cavite, which is the Salinas. Those are the most experience that I have because my father is a fisherman. My mom is a plain housewife, but she got a small, store in our place, in our house. And then my dad is, catching fish, and then they sold it. Then some of my aunties and friends of my fathers and my mom, they're making a smoked fish. That's how it started from there. And then I try a lot of smoked fish when I was a kid. I believe it's twice or 3 times in a week. My mom created a dish. Comes with smoked fish all the time. Like, I believe the #1 is the munggo, the mung bean. There always been a complete pairing when you're eating smoked fish and the mung bean, the munggo dish, right? Like our Friday thing, they called it in the Philippines. It's a Friday thing. It's not Friday if you don't eat munggo, right? Those are the #1 thing that I really like about it. As a profession, personally, if we wanted to intake the authenticity of our Filipino dish, definitely it's very hard to get all those ingredients go back here in Canada. But nowadays, because the culinary industry has evolved, so it means you create your dish through your passion, through what's its availability in this town. If we have to wait for those, ingredients, from Philippines or to whatever part of the, provinces here in Canada, it will take us too long, and we cannot create any dish if we don't have those, ingredients. As a chef, we have to think which is closer to those tastes, because it's a matter of taste. That's how we create the dishes. It's not authentic, but the taste was there. If we put pepper, it has to be a pepper taste. If we need to be salty, we have to put something substitute, like we have rock salt in the Philippines, which is, we see how we do the rock salt in the Philippines, because there's a farm in Cavite that harvesting the rock salt, that's authentic rock salt. But here, we have coarser salt, right? So those are the substitution that we are trying to input, not creating the dish because we don't have the salt or we don't have the pepper itself, right? So those are, you have to think every ingredients, what can be substitute to those ingredients that we're making for a simple dish, like our dish that right now here in the restaurant, right? It's adaptation of what the country is available or what the province is available. It wouldn't stop us not cooking the food, but we can push and continue to do our, main course. The taste, number one is the taste. I adjust the taste based on the Canadian itself, and I adjust the flavoring, the colors, the textures, the way it's gonna be look like. Like for example, I have the kare-kare. You wouldn't notice the kare-kare. It's combined of all ingredients that we're putting on kare-kare, because normally kare-kare, we have a bland sauce. Like the peanut sauce is bland. Yeah, all the peanut sauce is salty, but it still tastes bland, right? It will be paired up with bagoong or the shrimp piece, which is, I include that already on my kare-kare, which is Canadian, they know that there's a shrimp piece on that one. We know Canadian, they're not gonna eat those things if they see it on their side, right? So adding on to the dish on that sauce, we didn't notice it. And one more thing, all the Canadian love my kare-kare. Influence that add the secret ingredients for my kare-kare, I believe I infuse some coconut milk and some coconut juice. Those are the secret ingredients that I added into, my kare-kare. Of course, it's very overwhelming. I wouldn't say stop saying thank you, and thank you, because that is, I think, one of the culture of every Filipino, saying thank you to everyone who come in the restaurant. It's a small, gesture and one words that you can say to everyone who come in the restaurant. And always communicate them and talk to them. Not just being a picky person that I have to talk only Filipino people because I am, a Filipino. No, it's not that. Even East Indians, other nationality who are here locally in our community. I talk already Chinese people. They really love our siomai because they tried, because they know they have ginseng in their country. But they said they really liked it because of the sauce that I made it. I made some mango chutney sauce for the siomai. How would you know that mango chutney has been originally from that Indian kind of chili? I infuse it in siomai. Those are gonna be the fusion of every nationality. I add it into my dish because I know they love spices, so why not putting it spices on there and creating my own chili oil from all the spices that I have. The future for me, of course, I wanted this one to be growing. It's not just only on Port St. John. We want it to grow outside also. I have planned for those, I believe, 3, 4, or 5 years in town. We're growing. We wanted to share what is Port St. John can offer. What me as a person, as a Filipino, as a citizen or a local here in BC, especially because I've been here for 15 years. Sharing this kind of food that I have, because it's not only Port St. John came here in my restaurant. There are from GP, Manitoba, even in Ontario. I met some people in Ontario here last 2 weeks ago. They came here because we have the oil field company. They have flew in back and forth. They came here I have some in Dawson, different parts of in Canada. I heard some of them already that they are not here. They just hear about the restaurant through words. I didn't do any massive marketing. It just always through words of mouth. That's how I started this business, because I don't want to put massive marketing, and in the end, we cannot comply what the guests needed, right? So at least a smooth ceiling thing will be a good strategy in opening up a restaurant. That's what I've been learning when working in McDonald's and working here in Canada. I noticed that because for cold restaurant that I work here in Canada, especially here in town, I noticed those are their pattern. Not overwhelming guests, at least they give what the guests needed on their table. I believe let us be thankful we are there in Canada in general, because they gave us a lot of things from us, right? Then be thankful to all the people who supporting our business, our community, not just, Filipino, everyone in Port St. John in general. We have to be thankful, always, low-key, don't be super because I own the restaurant. Never change your lifestyle, because that's gonna be, making you a big head kind of thing on behalf on the back of your heads. Helping others on community, because right now we are giving for single parents. Like we started only last 2 weeks ago. We did something in return to the community, because the aim of this restaurant, when I opened it through all my business partners, I said I'm not opening this just because of the money. I'm opening the restaurant because I wanted to help the community, the people, especially us Filipino. We are very hard worker. I saw that there are some Canadians are very hard worker also. I want them to be part of the, of the restaurant industry also. If they are, willing to invest, to put money into it, a profit sharing for everyone inside the team of the restaurant. Helping is my number one, core of this business. Helping the community, helping the people, because I started there very low too. And I want them to think that they can be also a business owner, or they can grow as individuals. Because, I don't know, that's what I really wanted to give to all the people. Helping them. Because helping is what I say I am successful when I help someone.
Next, we will talk to the chef and owner of award-winning restaurant, Audilicious, Audi Louis Banania III.
I'm Audi Louis Banania III, and I'm a cook and a business owner or restaurant owner here in Port St. John. Came from Philippines, which is in the province of Albay, specifically in Legazpi. As a childhood in the Philippines or in the province, like in where I came from, in Bicol region in Albay. So we have lots of coconut product. So I love the Bicol Express, which we are offering here in our restaurant, and that's one of the original recipe from our province. Then of course adobo. Aside from adobo, is like we do lots of versions of different versions. Like we do have the adobo Bicol Express, something like that. So it's always a fusion of different food, but you incorporate it to be one another original dish. So, but yeah, of course, I really love the Bicol Express. So that's why we're offering it here in the restaurant. Called Audilicious Restaurant. We are a seafood and steak restaurant here, and it's an honor for us to offer our Filipino food and express it through our cookings and offerings here in Port St. John. Then we do support the Filipino community by any means that they need, and as the community we support them as well by doing fundraising and stuff like that. So anything that we can offer, or we always help the community by giving back to them. So we'll through fundraising and anything in regards to helping the community or individual in the community. Before coming to Fort St. John here in Canada, I was working in Singapore as a chef. There's so many There's so many challenges in preparing food of our culture of Filipino food in any country. Specifically here in Fort St. John, we are far from the city. Yes, we can get like a substitute, but it's different taste. So for us to like cook it or taste it, the original one, we have to do something to get closer to what it tastes like. So like for example, the Bicol Express, there's no fresh coconut milk here, or we cannot squeeze this by our hand, what we do in the Philippines. So you can find only here through there's coconut cream, coconut powder, or coconut milk. So the taste is really different from the original taste of it. But as a cook, we have to find a way to make it taste the way it is, because as a cook or as a chef, that's the number one challenge for us, that there's no excuses that we cannot find this one for this thing to be taste like this. So it's up to us how we do or what we do for it to become the original taste, or at least very close to it.
How are you liking your food here at Delicious today?
Good. Very good. Very good. Masarap.
Thank you.
Our favorite is the crispy pata and calamari. And this is our first time, like the mixed seafood. But everything here in Delicious is really, yes, really recommended. Try it. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Being an experienced chef or a cook, moving from Singapore or from Asia to Canada is, for example, in Singapore, my first job, I was hired in Indian cuisine restaurant. So then after that one, I gained Thai cuisine, Chinese cuisine, Western cuisine. So pretty much all the cuisines that I have the idea of it. So that's why in our Delicious restaurant, so we pretty much have fusions recipes from Western to Asian cuisine that we make it our own original or version of our expressing ourselves as a recipe or menu creator. So many things that we're doing here is pretty much, although some customers question us, or even like a Filipino, like they were gonna ask me why your Bicol Express is different from an original one. I always said to them, if I'm going to cook the original Bicol Express itself, no one can beat it here, because it's the other way around. Here most of us cook the Bicol Express as a meat and just some of the chill. Wherein in the Philippines or in my province, it's the other way around. We cook chili with meat. So it's the other way. So, but I mean, for us to offer it, for us to express what we offer in the province, for us to express it through cooking or offering to restaurant or anywhere, we have to come up with things that we have to do it differently, so other people can have it or can try it without compromising like spiciness and stuff like that. So because originally it's very spicy, but here we do it mild. My hope for Filipino food here in Fort St. John is probably more business owner like me, or dreaming as to have a restaurant to like offer it. For example, the Modern Garage, I like what they do because they elevated how the presentation of a usual Filipino dish. Like for the instant, the kare-kare is like he reinvented how it's plated. Wherein if you haven't been there, you can go there so that you know what I mean. It's like taste-wise and everything. Great presentation is. I want to see more of a Filipino restaurant in Fort St. John, but of course it's a challenge because most Filipino knows how to cook, and some people when they go into a restaurant, they will gonna find the restaurant or the food that they're not cooking or they don't know how to cook, so they can have a taste, because most Filipino will think that, okay, I can cook that one, why I'm going to a restaurant to have that one. So, but I mean, it's different people come from different provinces, have different way of cooking, and taste-wise it's really different. It's either a good one or better and really, really, really good. So it's something like that. But if we can have more Filipino cuisines here in Fort St. John, we are bringing Philippines in the small city, that more people will feel that we are far from home, we feel that we are home. Being here in Canada, during Fort St. John, this is the place that everyone dreams of. We are grateful, my family and I are grateful being here in Canada, because there's so much things Canada can offer compared to our country. But of course, there's no place like home, but this is the second home for us. And we as a Canadian now, we embrace everything that Canada has to offer. And that's an opportunity for every individual or for everyone who dreams being here in Canada. For us, my family and I is very grateful, because this is the place where our dreams do come true, because we always dream of having a good life, but being here in Canada is one of the opportunities that everyone dream of. For us, in the business side, it's like if I were in my country, it will be very, very hard for me to fulfill this dream. But here in Canada, it's like there's a way that you can do it, that you don't have to go through a lot of a hardship, of course. But even here, we still have this. The struggle is there. The hardship is there. But I mean, comparing to where we came from, it's really, really hard. So this is the place where you fulfill your dream. Like for us, we started from nothing as well here, and we work hard. We work for different companies until we can save and start our own business. So, for example, ourselves is one of the living proof that dreams do come true when you work hard for it. The struggle is there, the hardship is there, but when you focus in the goal, like what I always told myself and my wife and some people that ask me that what is the secret of success. I always told them that our partner or the person we are with contributes a big role for that success. And in the business side, when my wife and I always talking about this one, that our goal is one, to be successful and to have a business. But before we get here where we are now, there's so much struggle. There's so much struggle, hindrance out there. But how many times we change the method? How many times we change the way how we get there? But we change so much, but never the goal. The goal is there, the focus is there. We can only change the process how we get there, but never the goal. So for everyone is dreaming of having whatever in the future you're dreaming of, or like business or anything you do in life, just focus on it, invest on the experience, and invest on how to get there. The process is slow, but once you get there, it's fulfilled. It's a fulfillment that every successful business owner or personality dream it. So keep dreaming and work for that dream. Focus on that goal and invest. It's just like how I always tell everyone. There's no overnight success. Even planting, right? It takes time, how many months for it to bear fruit. So don't believe or anything that there's an overnight or just a glance like this or you're gonna be successful. You work for it, and once you work for it and you work so hard for it, no one can take that away from you. Because the road there is like, the road to become successful is part of it is the trial and the struggle. So driver that drive in one line or in a good road would make you a good driver. But driving in a winding road makes you a better one. Thank you for that.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. SITU Interactions Food. Until the next one, this has been Ovia Distrilia Hill.